it's the grace of God. I want to give you a small testimony now. You know, as I was said it, and to show you that God picked me up from a dustbin. I was a man that was very angry. And so nobody passes and would pass by me and try something and go away. It doesn't waste time. I don't waste time with him. And so when there was someone who was saying that this and that directly, then I go simply and enter, because in all cases I knew that no one, because I was doing sports, you know that, and I was doing sports, so I know that, and no one could. I was already more advanced also in the sports that I was doing fighting, wrestling, wrestling sports. But you don't know that, I'll tell you now. And so then when the Lord picked me, it was something else. And when the Lord picked me up, then he walked upon me. Then one day I was in assembly in Skarbik, Faraday, in St. Elizabeth Street there. And so we finished the meeting. So we're happy. We're, going out after the songs and everything. We're happy. Then I went to the tram station. That's the tram. That's the public transport, the tram. As I entered into the public transport, that is the tram, the small train, and that I saw a man that came back from where the driver of the tram was. They was making a lot of noise and showing that he was strong, and so he was shaking everybody and throwing everybody around. And then he came towards me, and so when he came towards me now to do the same thing, the nature now that he had now, that nature now started coming back to me, coming towards me. He said, "This young man is coming towards me. Then I'm just going to pick him up and throw him on the ground." And so because I was I was a wrestler, I was the sports. And so then everyone was running away. I was not running away. And so I was seeing the other side that he was coming. And so then he was making his hand like that in the back and all that, because he was making as if he wanted to beat everybody, everybody was running away from him. And so then he was coming towards us, and I was waiting. And so I said, let me just make a small movement. I completely forgot that I was coming from assembly. And so, but God is good. Yes, it is true. I understood, And so, but I was coming from assembly. And then he came, also, I'm going to stand, then I wait for him. And he never knew who I was. Then he was coming towards me like that. Then, for you to see the grace of God, it's God who helps us, Then, brothers and sisters, then that nature wanted to come up to me again. Then I felt the presence of God that came down, proved in me. Listen very well. Then all of a sudden, I look at the person. Then I did not have that anger again, but instead love came to my heart. And that person, was coming towards me with that anger like a bull, then he was calm automatically. Then turned now to go and attack another person. What did he have behind him? And so as he was coming, what did he have behind him? But he had a very long lance like that, a long lance, and so a long life like that, like a lance, And so then if I want to now to go and attack him, he will have turned then and start me with it. And so but if God did not hold me like that, then I would have had a problem, because maybe he would have cut me off with that. And so if I'm good today, it's him who did it. And so it's for you to understand the grace that God has given us, and so what will belong to him, in fact, and that we, but we are just men like that, angry like that, anger, but the Spirit of God comes and to you and says, no, you're not like that, cool down, you are not like that, cool down, you are not like that. And so then he makes you to go and avoid a lot of things, because the devil is putting a trap that if you do this, you see how he's going to react, evidently, yes? And so evidently, and so he knows that the nature, and so he said, and so but that, if you do that, you're going to see it. But no, you see that. But don't do that, please. Don't do that, please, because behind him, the purpose is to destroy you. And so you see how God does things, And so that for us to understand that what will belong to the Lord is a grace.